when it comes to you kind of like having your opinions and how you feel about things, like what beliefs do you like have in yourself that allow you to like stay in those things even when you're kind of having like that hate come to you for that?
That's such a good question. I think I just try to put as much of myself being a good person, or at least I like to think of myself as a good person. And I try to put that into the account, being like, how can I stand on my beliefs and my integrity? Like when I'm posting about things like the Sexy Red situation, for example, if I was doing that just to clown her and be like, I don't like this person's music, whatever, which is not true, that wouldn't come from a good place, you know? So I try to do everything from an authentic, genuine stance. And if I'm posting something just for the reaction or the engagement, I sort of stop myself and be like, is this really like pushing the conversation forward? Is this really like a good thing to post right now? And then I'll just like, you know, step back and delete it, or just like won't talk about that. So I definitely try to maintain some integrity and put that forth like into the content that I'm putting out. And for example, the Trump stuff, dude. So there was a song recently with Kodak and Vivio Foreign. Dude, marketing agencies were running paid promo behind that song.
Really?
And yeah, I didn't get hit up about it. I would have declined it, but I didn't get hit up about it. I saw other people doing it though, and I was like, oh my gosh. Yeah. So stuff like that is like, I'll have another example. I had an agency hit me up to promote The Weeknd donating money to Palestine, or
really?
an aid that was funding, an aid that was donating to Gaza. And I said Palestine in the post, or I wanted to say Palestine in the post, and the agency wasn't letting me do that. So I was like, screw that. Like, I'm not accepting any sort of money. And, you know, I donated like that amount of money anyways that I would have been paid for the post. But it's things like that where you got to stand on your like morals sometimes, and you can't just like buy into like, oh, everyone's doing it, or like, you know, this company is telling me it's okay. I just try to be a good person and like try to keep that with me throughout my tweets.
Man, I haven't reached the level of like brands or anything reaching out to me yet about, you know, posting and stuff like that. But I had, was it my last guest or the guest before my last guest? 2 guests ago, Simone. She was talking about how she's big on TikTok. She was talking about how she lost like a ridiculous amount of brand deals and people wanting to work with her and all that stuff for how much she was like talking about Palestine. And I was like, man, it's not crazy to me because like I'm aware of situations like that, but I just think it's never surprising but always disappointing. Like you hear like hearing you say stuff like that, it's like, my God. But I did not know that that the Trump thing that you said was crazy to me, like people putting money behind the song for that. Like that's wild to me, because I feel like that it just goes to show things that seem disconnected in some kind of fashions. Like you would see this song as like something kind of like indirect, like it's promoting Trump or whatever, but you don't see it as like a direct marketing ploy to like get like, you know, votes for him and stuff like that. Like that's crazy. I didn't even know people did that. That's wild. That makes me rethink things.
Definitely. And to be fair, I don't know who was behind the spend on that campaign. Like it probably was just like Kodak's team, like, yo, we made a pro-Trump song, we want to get people reacting to it because that'll boost streams. But yeah, it would be even more evil if it was Trump's team like trying to get more of like the black community and hip-hop fans like behind him.
Man, let me tell you something, bro, because we're talking about fan bases and stuff. Man, talking politics online is madness.
Oh my gosh,
madness. Oh my God, that's kind of like the lane I started getting in lately. Because like something that I do on TikTok, and this might be useful for people that are trying to do content creation, is I found on TikTok what I like to do. I had a term for it, but now I don't even remember what I called call it. Maybe it was like micro niching or something like that. So like what I do is I kind of talk about a whole bunch of kind of things, right? But as soon as something gets momentum, I'll like double down on that topic for like a few days or like however long the momentum goes, I'm riding the wave. So I made a post on TikTok about Kamala Harris, got like 5 million views. I got like thousands of followers from it. So I was like, I'm like riding the political wave right now, which is cool because I like talking politics. But what's wild, bro, is there's like a blue MAGA. Like, for real, there really is. There's like a way, there's like a group of Democrats where it's like, if you say anything like criticizing Kamala Harris, they like go at you like MAGA does when you talk about Trump. Like, it's crazy. And it just reminds me of the whole like stand-up thing. Like, there's stands everywhere, man. Like, what I'm starting to realize is like, if I'm being 100% honest, the internet, like the social apps, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, all that, bro, all it really is at the end of the day is a bunch of cults arguing with each other. That's what it is. Like, it's a social experiment of what happens when you put multiple cults in the same room that believe in different things. That's what it is, bro. Like, it's, you know, when you look up the qualities of a cult, like, and like they'll have like lists of like how to know if you're in a cult or not, because like what people actually don't know most of the time is like no one joins a cult willingly. Like, you just really don't know when you're in one. Like, you really don't. So like, there's like lists, and like I'm telling you, man, like all these stand-ups, they match like all of the points. And listen, I actually think, like, once again, because I don't want to think, I don't want stands to watch this and think I have a problem with stands. I don't. I only have a problem with the extremists, because basically, like, being a stan is like being like, I mean, if you like the Lakers, like the Los Angeles Lakers, like, there's no difference to me between like a stan and like a player that likes a sports team. Like, they're just like on a team, essentially. They're rooting for their favorite artist or whatever. It's all the extremists that I can't stand.
For sure.
I got off on a little tangent there.
No,
So I know, like, have you ever, because I brought up, asked you about your beliefs of, you know, and then you were talking about your integrity and all that. Has there been a time where, not like your integrity being tested, but kind of like, I don't know, like your self-worth being tested with anything that's like happened to you on social media?
That's interesting. Self-worth, I try to take that out of the account, honestly. Like, when I talk about wanting to be proud of my work, that doesn't mean, like, on the flip side, if I'm like not doing a good job, that it means anything about me as a person. So I try to take that out of it, because again, when you have people like in your DMs telling you like your content sucks and you shouldn't have a page, that's, if I was too tied into it, I think that would make me feel like awful. I would say, I guess, that it does feel like it's like a negative emotion that you can't control when people are attacking you relentlessly, like as you've experienced. Like, you can't really tell yourself, like, you can have as thick skin as possible, but when it feels like all these people that don't know you are attacking you on the internet, that's like a negative feeling that I don't think is escapable. So that's for sure. That's definitely a time when it's made me feel bad about myself, but I don't necessarily tie it into my self-worth.
No, I like that. I like how you have a distance there, because like, it can definitely, like, whether you kind of get used to the attacks and all that, and it kind of rolls off your shoulder, like, whatever. I think the initial emotion and all that is like, it doesn't feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a net negative. You know what I mean? Like, it's not any type of, there's no positivity from it. Like, it's completely unnecessary. I don't even feel like you necessarily grow from it. Like, I feel like it's just maybe something you get numb to or used to or something like that. But no, that's definitely very frustrating. I think for me, I don't know if it's ever affected my self-worth either, but I feel like it's definitely gotten to me, like, mentally sometimes. Like, just like all the noise, like, it's just so much noise, you know? And I think that's like where, you know, because we're content creators, you can't just like put the phone down, like, you know, they always tell people to, which, like, if I wasn't a content creator and I just randomly made a post and I was getting a lot of hate from it, like, I feel like I could just kind of like put the phone down, like whatever. Like, but I think as a content creator, it's like, you know, I gotta log in every day. Like I gotta do my job. So like it's a little different.